Hi, everybody. It's Miss Stephanie here again. I'm talking with Brooke from the Village of Orland Park Preschool. We're really excited. How you doing today, Brooke?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Stephanie. How are you?
Of course, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Well, I was just wondering if you could start us off. I've got some questions that I was going to ask you, and I was wondering if you could start us off just by, introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your school.
Sure. My name is Brooke Windle. I'm the program coordinator for the Village of Orland Park Preschool. I've been with the program for over 2 years, and it is by far the best job I've ever had because it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like a job. Our preschool offers preschool programming for kids 3 to 5 years old. So we have a junior program that is for our threes going on fours, and our seniors that are fours going on five. Um, the juniors go 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays usually, and the seniors go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Um, I could say that we have the best teachers around, um, but that I'm a little biased. But about our program, we do have a curriculum. We make sure that in the 2 years they're here, we cover letters A through Z and numbers 1 through 20. The first year we focus more on capital letters and 1 through 10. The second year we do uppercase and lowercase and 1 through 20. We do colors, we do shapes, we do science, we do art, we do gym.
Wow.
We do a lot in those hours, but I will say that overall, what our program hopes to accomplish by the time the kids leave, more so than reading, or not reading so much, but writing,
Mhm.
identifying numbers and letters, building those gross motor skills and fine motor skills. We want them to leave knowing that they can feel safe away from home,
Mm,
that they'll feel okay going to kindergarten, that they'll have those basic skills that they need to start kindergarten to not be falling behind.
mhm,
They usually leave with more than they need to start kindergarten, which is amazing. But
mhm,
at the very least, we want them to get like that social aspect where they can build friendships, build positive relationships with peers, with teachers, knowing that there's people out there that can be safe people for them aside from mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. So we started the program 2 days a week and then moved to 3 days a week. And it's not as long as some like traditional like daycare preschools and things of that nature. It's just enough time to where they can build those away from home skills. 2 hours for the juniors, 2.5 hours for the seniors. um, but it's a tremendous program, and it's amazing to see the kids grow from 3 to 5 when they leave.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet, especially social and emotional skills. I mean, that's huge.
That's what I mean, but we do tons of other things in that, but that would be the heart of what we try to accomplish by the time they go. Like I said, though, they do learn curriculum as well. It's not that but we do want them to make sure that they feel safe, secure, and confident in themselves going to kindergarten full day.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great.
I could go on and on, but I don't know how much.
Well, it kind of leads us into the next question that I had for you, which was what's something that your school does differently from other preschools?
Um, well, aside from the point I already made that I have the best teachers in the whole world, I would say that a lot of schools, and there's nothing wrong with it, have a set curriculum and a set like here's letter A, here the whole school does this paper. Here's letter B, here's this, here's that, and we're all going to do it like this, and it's all going to be uniform, so there's no questions or surprises. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but because I have such seasoned and passionate staff that goes so deep into going home and thinking of things and on their weekends and just when their brains are idling, we allow them to kind of we say this is the structure, this is what we want to accomplish this week or this month or this year. However, though, you can navigate that how you and your co-teacher best see fit.
Mm,
So because all teachers have different strengths and passions,
sure.
so when you force somebody to all do the same thing, it kind of takes out those creative juices and that ownership and the feeling of pride. So
Mhm.
this way they get to all kind of collaborate with their team teacher, see what works best for them, and then that comes out in their teaching style. And I think the class also benefits from that too, knowing it's just it comes out so much more efficiently when you did it yourself and that's how you wanted to teach it. So and we have such a staff that they can do that. with ease. So they are welcome to pick their own way to get through the curriculum. We don't force them to have the same papers, the same art projects, the same, it's not blanket. Everything gets to be tailored to their own class.
Yeah, it really fosters like creativity and innovation, it sounds like.
And it's nice too, because then that way, year to year, you kind of get to know your students in a few weeks, and you kind of know the vibe of that class. And like, maybe there's some classes you can push a little further, and some classes that maybe need help with more of the basics. And you
Mhm.
can kind of tailor that to the group you have versus being like, nope, regardless of where these kids are, I need to do this. I need to do this. So it's really, it's worked out very well.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Oh, thank
Um
you.
so we've already kind of touched on this a little bit. But my next question is, how long is your school day, and what does a typical school day look like for a child enrolled in your program? So I know you said that the juniors go for 2 hours and the seniors are 2.5, and you had mentioned some of the subjects. If there's anything else that you can just maybe walk us through a typical day.
Sure. So what we have it is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are our seniors. So those are the fours going on fives.
Hmm.
They go for 2.5 hours to class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The
Hmm.
juniors class is 2 hours and they go Tuesday, Thursday. Um, we have various times available for both classes, which you can find in the recreation guide. It's also in our website, the Village of Orland Park website, if you went under services and recreation or preschool programming. Um,
And we'll post
but so
we'll post links to that underneath this video
okay,
so people have
I
access.
I just didn't want to get into all the different times, but there's various times
Yeah.
available for the families to pick from. Um, so either way, whether it's a senior or a junior, what we can expect from the day would be we have a pickup drop off system now. Due to COVID, we may continue this. It's been working out really well. The
Mhm.
kids all come out of the car, greeted by their teachers. They wait all together, then they all go in together as a class. They do their morning routines, whether it be, depending on the time of the year, taking off their coats, their backpacks, taking their folders out and putting the folders where the teachers have them going in that classroom.
Mhm.
Sitting down, the first 15 minutes, give or take, are dedicated to a table toy, something that helps fine motor skills that they could chit chat with, that there's no right or wrong way to do it, whether it be Play-Doh, beads, blocks, magnet tiles, things to like where you can kind of play with your hands,
Yeah.
use your imagination a bit, but chit chat with your peers and kind of, get ready for the day where you don't have to come right in and be shoop, quiet. Um, and then so they do that for about 15 minutes or so. Then they segue into the morning routines of we have um, we have a lot of music incorporated into our day. It helps so many things, their language skills. It also helps memorization. And it seems kids thrive on routines and things of that. So we do a calendar song every day. When we go over what day it is for the day, we do like a day of the week song, a month song, the Pledge of Allegiance, a weather watcher song. So like we have this little chunk where the kids get to have a little autonomy and get picked as I'm the weather watcher today, or I'm the calendar helper today, I'm the flag holder today, and then they do those things and they're all together, whether it be on the carpet or the floor, and they go through that fun part of their day. Then they would segue back to their desks where the teachers would introduce a paper, whether it be a color, a letter, a number, and they all kind of go over it together.
Mhm.
We'll do a paper about it usually, just so they can kind of see it in various forms. Then a lot of the times teachers will do it in different ways, like let's draw it in sand. Let's make it on a dry erase board. Let's take our Play-Doh and make the letter A. Let's
Oh yeah.
do a craft where we're going to cut out something and make A an alligator. So like we try to like show them not just pen to paper, this is an A, like there's various ways that you can see an A. I'm just using A. I like all the other letters. Um, we also go to gym once a week. And in gym, the teachers will come up with different games. Sometimes it is tailored to the letter of the week, like H, maybe they'll take out the hula hoops. J, maybe we'll have jump ropes out or something, but we do various things. We have scooters, we have a lot of toys that we can pull out. Sometimes it's just running. Sometimes it's just
Mhm.
chases. Week to week, we don't do like gym like you would so much in grammar school.
Yeah, like a unit or something like that.
Right. It's just like a fun little let's get some energy out. Let's work those
Mhm.
big gross motor muscles and
Mhm.
have some fun. We also, there's usually an art project every week too. Some are like a real showstopper, like maybe once a month or a season. And then other ones are just cute little crafts that go along with the letter or the number for the
Mhm.
week. But they're always doing something with gluing, cutting, tracing, um, things of that nature. It's really, but I would say like from day to day, the similarities of every day that they can expect would be to come inside and do their morning routine. Every 15 minutes in the morning is free play, with the fine motor skills usually incorporated into that. And the structure of every day, we do this song and we learn about this, and we do this song and we touch on this to get them used to those things.
Mhm.
Again, I'm sorry, I could go on for 45 minutes.
No, no, that's great. That's great.
We
Sounds
do lots of
exciting.
science experiments too.
Ooh.
Nothing that we're not trying out first to make sure it's okay, but
Right.
um so yeah, at least maybe like once every other week there's a little mini in-class science experiment too we do.
Oh, that's super fun. That is
It
super
is fun. It's
fun.
fun for us.
Yeah. Um, so my next question, you had talked a little bit about it when you were talking about drop off, but it's just the question that everybody's asking nowadays is just how are you handling things with COVID?
What's
Just like
COVID? No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. um so everything we've done this year has been obviously revolved around COVID. So we used to have where all the parents would filter into the building every day, park their car, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, lug up their preschooler and maybe their other kids too, and have to walk them into class. We couldn't obviously do that this year.
Mhm.
So we now have a pickup drop off that we've instituted so that we have the child come out of the car with their mask. The teacher's not um, going into the car so much. The parent like gets the kid unbuckled. They come out to the teacher all on the right side, so they're not crossing streets or anything. It's very it's been excellent. They've done, the kids, parents and teachers have done a wonderful job with this. We also have had where the kids wear masks in class, and we've lowered the class size. We have plexiglass dividers on all of our tables. So when the kids are at their table, their rectangular table, with their quad of kids that they sit with, if they are doing that paper I was speaking of, like if they, we let them, if it's okay with their parents too, to take their mask off while they're doing that paper, because if they coughed or sneezed or anything, the plexiglass is much higher than them and wider than them. So it gives them a little break, because these kids are little, and
Oh
as
yeah.
much as we want to keep them safe from each other and our staff safe, it's kind of unreasonable to think that these kids 3 to 5 can't have a break from
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
So, but they've been so amazing at when they get up from their desk, they know like, oh, I got to put this on. If I'm going to leave this area, I have to put this on. They've done better than most adults I know, I have to say.
Yeah.
What else have we done? So the class sizes are limited. We used to have 20 seniors in a class and 16 juniors. We've maxed it at 13 kids in the class at best this year. So that's significantly different. Our cleaning, not that we didn't clean rigorously before,
Sure.
but now we're cleaning like in between things that maybe we used to wait till after class.
Mm.
We have spray cleansers, like, so we don't put something away that, like, if it was a manipulative that could be used by another group or even the same group, we spray it, clean it before we put it away, let it dry for the next day.
Mhm.
We have 2 different cleaning crews coming in at night, like one that's like a disinfectant and one that's a cleaning person. I don't know if the one comes every night, but weekly they come. We are having the kids wash their hands more, use hand sanitizer more. We're spraying toys in between uses and gym, so a
Yeah.
lot of
Quite
things
a
like
lot.
that. I'll have individualized for the kids too. They all have their own, let's play like $100,000 pyramid. What is this called here? Pencil case. And inside of it, they all have their own crayons, markers, and whatnot that we've provided for them. They all have their own chair cover, and their chair cover has their name on it, and it's only theirs. So when the class is over, we take it off and we spray all those and clean them too. So they have their own pencil case with all their own writing utensils and paraphernalia, their own chair cover. They have their own little tote bag that we provided too. So when they come into class, they put their coat and their backpack in their own tote bags. So like they're not all touching each other. Um, we've we used to have the parents come in and listen to them sing and stuff. This year we've been doing it. We've have something called Class Dojo.
Mhm.
It's an app that you can share what's going on in the classroom. So we're doing that instead of the parents coming in to get the message of the day. Unfortunately, we haven't had the parents all come in and listen to them sing because they learn songs for various holidays and times a year. We've just been posting to their own family's class dojo, the kids singing. So we've made a lot of changes this year. We used to have snack. This year we don't have snack. We
Mhm,
just have them bring a bottle of water from home.
mhm.
Um, I'm sure there's more that I could bore everybody with, but it's I I'm in awe of what the teachers and everybody has accomplished together,
Mhm.
keeping everybody safe and eh, mitigating COVID protocols and things this year. It's been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like you guys are really thought of everything.
I don't think anybody else can get the flu or anything by us anymore.
Yeah,
We're all
right.
fine.
Okay. Um, so you had said, um, well, I mean, you have touched on this a little bit. I was going to ask what's something that we can't learn about your school just from looking at information online, because I know that you have your information like through the village website. So I know you don't have your own specific website per se, but there's just like a general feel, and I think that you've already done a great job, talking about like things that the feel as far as like the creativity and the innovation that your teachers are allowed to have autonomy with, and but yeah, what else is there that you can say, just like a general feel or vibe that maybe just like reading the description in the catalog for the village wouldn't provide somebody with?
So it's very black and white, and it's very more like this are the times of classes, this is the days
Mhm.
of the week, this is how much it costs, this is how you go about
Yeah.
registering. You can't feel all the heart and all of the curriculum and all of the planning and all of the care by
Mhm.
our website at all,
Mhm.
like at all.
Yeah.
um the I can't take much credit for that either. The teachers are absolutely go above and beyond in every aspect,
Mm,
and many of them have been here for a long time,
mhm,
and it seems like once people start here, excuse me, they don't leave. And it's not necessarily because I'm just such a wonderful boss. It's more
mhm.
so the fact that they want to be here. They adore what these kids. It makes them so happy. They get such like a twinkle in their eye. They when they talk about the kids in the class and they met like so and so learned today, or oh my god, you wouldn't believe how much better so and so did with this today, or like they genuinely care about these kids. And that's why I'm so happy to see them in the classroom this year, and that we were able to forge through this year. So like you could not gauge from our website how much this program means to us.
Mhm. Yeah, wow, that's really beautiful. Um, you had said a little bit about Classroom Dojo, but what kind of parent or family involvement do you have in your school? So I know that you had talked about like how now you moved it more towards digital just because that's what we have to do, but typically what does that look like?
Okay, so this year obviously is a little different.
Right.
We used to, I'll just say it's a typical year, a non-COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the parents come in if they're able to, for birthdays, if they wanted to read a special book to the classroom. We also have parents we invite them to come on most of our field trips. We have many times a year that we invite the parents to come to class for holiday parties, even if not for the whole party, for the end, for they all come in and then they listen to all the kids sing their songs together. We did have a few parents come early to like be like a room mom or dad
Mm-hmm.
for the party, but we can't have all the parents the whole time in there. It's
Sure.
just it would be too much. But we typically like the parents coming in. We typically like having an open door policy with our parents, like come in and chit chat with your teacher or me whenever you have a question or an idea, or you want to just know how your child's doing aside from um, the general class.
Right.
This year, obviously, it's different. We're like, no, don't come in. If it, well, let's try to call each other. Let's try to email each other. Let's try to do anything but actually look at each other.
Yeah.
But normally we have a very open door policy, and like I said, we used to actually have all of the staff come in or the parents come in to each classroom every day of the week and hear from the teachers right from their mouth what they did in class that day.
Mm,
So yeah, so this year's a little different. We usually have a holiday party where we have all the families come and listen to them sing and like a big bonanza. We usually have a big graduation party at the end of the year, and things like that. So we usually have a lot of parent involvement because we know as the ages go up and they're in full day school, the opportunities to come with them on field trips or pop in and stuff gets less and less and less. So, we try to get them in there with their kids as much as possible, with the kids still having more than enough time not with them to learn that they're
Right.
not always going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. A nice balance.
Yes.
Mhm.
Except this
Um,
year.
so, how, I mean, obviously, even with kids, there's, with any people, there's going to be some kind of conflict. How is it that you guys usually handle if there would be like a conflict situation between two students? Is it
So
just
I have to,
yeah? Sorry,
I
go ahead.
have to be honest, it's not, oh no, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's not a typical occurring thing too often here.
Mhm.
Um, I've never had where the kids have had, like, a kid has been sent down to see me, or I've had a call home based on a boy or a girl that carried away with another student.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's twofold. I think one, the teachers set up clear um, guidelines for the classroom that are easy
Mhm.
to follow, that are age appropriate, and the kids have a respect for the teachers.
Mm.
And because they're so actively engaged with the kids and create such a warm relationship, they don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah.
So, but when the teachers once or twice say something to a student, if they were getting out of hand with another student, it's done. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't even dream of upsetting one of their preschool teachers again.
Yeah.
And we're not a full daycare, so they're not taking naps. They're not here from sun up to sundown to where, like, they can kind of hold it together probably
Mhm.
for the 2 to 2.5 hours they're here.
Yeah.
Versus, I know sometimes when you have a whole day at daycare or something like that, you're going to have times where you got to just let it out.
Mhm.
So we don't fall into that as often. That being said, we don't tolerate any bullying. We don't tolerate any physical violence. Um, we would let the parents know if there was like a physically
Mm.
violent incident.
Sure.
Um, and we would have to, unfortunately, if it continued, we'd have to remove the student just because we can't have kids hurting each other physically, especially in class like this. But fortunately, like I said, due to I wouldn't even say strict rules of the classroom, but the cooperation and the respect and the mutual respect,
Mhm.
and the clear expectations, we don't really have kids doing these things
That's great.
to the level where I would even know about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we just have,
Yeah.
not only do we have the best teachers, we also have the best students.
Oh, little kiddos. Well, speaking of your students, how are you with accommodating children that either have special needs or food allergies? I know you said that you're not having snack this year, but
Mhm.
in out in a non-COVID world with food allergies, you could talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So in years past, um, we always have this school where we say we're a nut free, peanut tree nut free school, because we do have a program I didn't touch on much. It's called Young Achievers, that follows our senior programming. So it's an hour and a half, and it follows immediately after our senior programs. If you're interested, you don't have to sign up for this. This is an add-on program. And there the kids bring in their lunch,
Okay.
because that would be a 4 hour day.
Right.
So they come in there and then they have their lunch, but it has something peanut and tree nut free. Um, that being said, last year, not this current year, the school year before, um, I tried to tailor snacks to the classrooms. So if we did have a food allergy, and let's say it was dairy, easy enough, that class doesn't get Cheez-Its. Like, that class would only get veggie straws, or let me think, like Ritz crackers or something that wouldn't have that we have. It's unfortunate we can't have a bunch of like fresh foods and stuff to say, like, oh, we're going to have apples and grapes and carrot sticks and things like that. We have to be able to house it. So, and it's just a little portion. And we actually got rid of juice and just had it just straight water. I figured, not only just allergies, but a lot of parents don't want their kids having juice, and a
Hmm.
lot of parents don't mind.
Hmm.
But, and then the it's always nice when you get your kid to drink water. So if there's no other option, they'll drink the water. So they do.
Yeah.
Also, we have the parents bring in like EpiPens and things of that nature. Um, we don't have many surprises throughout the year with food things. There's a few parties that maybe like Halloween or whatever. Again, not this year, but other years. Um, we were trying to tailor the list of what parents could bring in based on the lowest common denominator in the classroom. So if a kid had a dairy allergy or a wheat allergy or whatever, I was trying to tailor that class to this party. Let's have them not bring X, Y, or Z. This year we'll just have this.
Mhm.
Also, I always like to let the parent know, like if they have a food allergy or something like that, if they want to be the room parent, I would like that parent to take precedence that year of getting first choice if they want to be in there for the party too, to
Mhm.
put their mind at ease, and even the teachers, because they want to make sure everybody's safe.
Oh yeah, sure.
Um,
Absolutely.
and then as far as if anybody had any special accommodations needing to be made, we would work directly with the parents themselves. Also, we work very closely with our special recreation department at the village.
Okay.
So if there's something that our special recreation department can handle, help with, assist with, send an aid in, give us recommendations for, things of that nature. We do a lot of collaborating with them.
That's great.
Sometimes we have aides that come into the classroom that are from special rec.
Mhm.
And then often we work with District 135 too, for speech and a few other things that maybe the child doesn't qualify to have to go to their full District 135 pre-K program,
Mhm.
but they're receiving speech, or it's mostly speech now that they do this for, where they come. So we'll have somebody from 135 come to our program and pull the child out for a little bit, and do like a little speech, um, one-on-one with them in
Mhm.
in a room that's not being used right during the program. So
That's great.
we have various things that we could do. And again, we would just tailor it year to year. If there's something we can do, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And if we haven't done it before and the parents are willing to work with us, we'll work and see if it's something we can accommodate. I mean, we haven't really had anything, at least in my experience, that we haven't been able to work through together with the families.
Mhm. That's great. That's really great
Yeah.
approach. I only have one last question for you.
Mhm.
And it's just because kids are kids, and but how much time do the kids get to spend outside? Is there, I know that your school day is a little bit shorter, and so I don't know how that works for you, but you said that you go on field trips and things like that.
Yes, I wouldn't say that there's like every day we spend X amount of time outside. Like I said,
Mhm.
they're only there for 2.5 hours, or if they're in Young Achievers, 4 hours, 3 days a week.
Right.
Um, However, that being said, especially this year, the beginning of the year until the weather turned, we were trying to get the kids out as much as possible, whether it been like a nature walk, or doing chalk outside,
Mm-hmm.
or going on a scavenger hunt, things of that nature. Anytime, like we would do that in place of gym class, like
Mhm.
when the weather started to take a turn, obviously we weren't going outside so much. But we do go outside periodically. Like the village of Orland Park has a beautiful holiday lighting that they set up by the outside of the actual village hall. And like a lot of teachers took their students out to like walk through it in the day with nobody there, and things like that. But I wouldn't say there's a set amount of time. But again, like you mentioned, we aren't really there. It's not like a full day
Right.
daycare, like where you're there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., like where you need structured things like that.
Mhm.
But when the weather is not cold, we do try to schedule times to go outside. And sometimes we'll do like little science experiments outside, or just like easy crafts outside. Use the gym class outside versus in the gym, things of that nature. And we do go on a handful of field trips throughout the year, and most of them are outdoor field trips.
Mhm. That's great.
Mhm.
Well, those are all the questions that I have. So if you would just be able to tell us, and again, we'll have links for all of your information below the video. But if you could just tell us where we can find you, your contact, and that would be great.
Sure, sure. So those of you that live in Orland Park, you should have received this catalog. If you haven't, no big deal. It's also available on the village website, or you can get one from the Sportsplex off of Wolf and 159th, or the Village Hall. On page 30, 35, I believe it is all of our, I'm going to just put it up here. Yes. Oh, I had it bookmarked. Page 35 is all of the programs I've spoken about in this video. It talks about the junior, senior, preschool programs, and it also talks about young achievers. Our open enrollment starts January 25th, very soon, for residents. And it gives all the details, a breakdown of like when a non-resident can sign up and everything like that. Also, stay tuned on our village website and our Facebook pages, social media pages. There's going to be a virtual open house that we've filmed with the teachers that will be in place of our actual open house this year. You can always, if you can't find this information on the website or here in your booklet, you can always contact me at this. This is my name. I'm the program coordinator. My number is 708-403-6208. And it has my email address, and you can call anytime and we can give you more information if you haven't gotten it from this video, from our open house video, or you can't find something online.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks so much, Brooke, for taking the time to talk with us today. Certainly learned a lot about your program. It sounds really amazing.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for setting this up
Yeah,
and
no
having
problem.
us.
Yeah, of
Thank
course,
you.
of course. Have a good day, Brooke.
Thank you. You too, Stephanie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.